Good morning, everyone. Yes, it's that time again. Chapter 9. Here's Midnight, our porch chicken. But I'm going to put her out here now. It's getting colder. She has a nice big place here she can hang out in. And then when the horses are all taken care of and all that, I'm gonna let her out. She can cruise the barn. Yeah, it's just chicken coop. And we got a little problem this morning with Bo. I think he wants to colic on me. He's not eating his hay. So I'm going to give him a little, we'll leave him in all day. And I'd rather he be outside, but he's limping a little too. He's very, very old, so there's all kinds of things show up with him sometimes. Pretty healthy still, goes still for long walks with the rest of them, but he's definitely not, he looks a little bloated to me, definitely not well. I'm hoping I won't have to force feed him the oil. But he'll have to stay in. Yes. Right? Yeah, so he doesn't go off with these guys. You ready? Oh, breakfast? Chapter 9. I'm going to start with, that could go on forever. Chapter 9. Might be the last chapter. Going on forever. All right. No. You need to move. Maverick will go after you. I got one of the pigs standing right there. I know how to get Jack. Come on, piggy. Come on, piggy. Come on. Not working. Well, I suppose not going out, so the soft part of the broom. Go on. Go. You gotta go. That's a lot less worse than. Go on, guys. I'll close this up one more time for a bit. Hopefully it'll move. You don't have to wait it for a sec, okay? The hullabaloo that you guys create if I let you out now. Yeah. One knows their children or their animals. Thou shalt not put anyone before me. It's the first of the 10 Commandments. And of course, referring to our Father, Heavenly Father, Heavenly Parent, God. What a thought. I also believe it's the number 1 commandment guiding us in the other ones as well. So, and we're not going to stick with just the religious stuff when it comes to chapter 9, but on how you can't separate things, as people like to separate them. I, for instance, believe that you cannot separate religion and science, which I always believed. Are you about to head? Okay.
What's going on with Bo?
Well, he's not didn't eat the hay, which is a little odd. Now he's starting to munch a little on it. I gave him some oil, so hopefully that'll help. I'm gonna leave him in. Just have to see. Are you ready to rock and roll?
Yeah, I just wanted a hug.
I love you too. Oh, nice one. Oh. Trying to get the pigs to move so I can let him out. I think I'm gonna let Charlie out first. Oh, look. Jake's like, hey.
He's like, hey.
He's trying to hurt me.
Yeah.
He's trying to hurt me.
Move those pigs.
Here, I'm gonna stand over here so he doesn't nip at him. Can you let Charlie out?
Oh, yeah. Hey. Charlie, let's go. Maddie.
All right, now
Check it out.
okay, now the piggy's moved. Let's get him out. All right, Sage. Well, I hope you have a good drive back home.
Thanks.
And
I'm gonna go fix my valve cover gasket with Pop.
oh, you're going to town first?
Yeah, I'm gonna go. So that I can drive safely.
Oh, I didn't put any hay out.
Can I do that?
Yeah, but you have to go upstairs and get it. You have to go up on top. Thank you. Anyway.
How many? A flake?
Get a couple of flakes, just a couple. They don't need more than that. Yeah, I forgot to put the hay out. Talking about the first commandment today. So, that's my son, by the way. And the one thing I've noticed out there is the removal of all the statues, this, that, or destroying it. And I'm going, hey.
Hey!
Why stop there?
Hey!
I think one should go into people's homes and tear down all them idol pictures too. All them artists and, and while you're at it, go ahead and get all the paintings of artists out there too. I mean, you know how much money people pay for certain paintings like that? Yeah, right. I mean, dear, why stop there, right? Really, when it comes down to it, people have had something to worship, or it's not even to just, but this is just to commemorate what? I mean, I think it's done in the wrong way. I guess I said there's a right way and then there's a wrong way. But in a way, I said, okay, look, how about we stop that idol worship out there, right? Especially of people that, some of them have some really dubious characters, right? So, I'd say if you want to do it, well, let's do it right. And get rid of all of that and put up, what? I'm good? Yes. Oh, Lord. Be careful out there. Drive safely.
Oh,
Love you, let me with you. Yeah, I will. Well, when you're back, doing whatever you're doing over the hill, there's always more wood, and I'll be happy to be the handle on that machine. Great. Yeah, I could do that. Yeah. I could do the other part too. I might just do it by myself too. Oh, cool. Yeah. Sheesh. Super. Yeah. Okay. Love you. See ya. You coming back in? Oh, you want me to post it? That's what he wants. Okay. Well, that's really when it comes down to it, we've been dealing with things like this for so long. You're not going to make everyone happy out there with whatever you decide to display in public, even at your home. And that's a fact. And I think it's a fact that should be taken seriously, especially when it comes to the first of the 10 Commandments. So why stop with just being unhappy with people out there. Yep, okay. I mean, let's see. I don't look at any of these places as, or any of these statues or places where, a certain one of this and that's born, I don't know what, as, oh my gosh, that is crucial to my life, and I can't be without it, this, that. Doesn't, I mean, we've seen some examples out there where now, with all this stuff out there, where in the riots and all that, where the statues were destroyed and defaced and I don't know what, of who knows what, and one of them happened to be Frederick Douglass. You guys know who that is? Well, go and check it out. Destroyed that one too. Okay. Forgot who he is? Okay, I'm making my point here that this isn't about, per se, a statue out there that represents someone or something they've done. It's just downright, I'm unhappy. And I know how to hurt you. The thing is, you're not hurting me in any way because I don't idolize any of this. I don't. And I think no one else should either. Look, I said, okay. The thing is, then they're putting up other statues and stuff, where I'm going, oh, that's better? Really? Yeah, if you go and look on what that one particular one has done, pointing a gun at a pregnant woman during a robbery, that's a statue out there now of a guy like that. All right, so, well, so one could look at it, which I looked at with the other stuff as well. If you want to change anything, then change the plaques. That kind of tells a little bit about the person and say, yes, this person didn't just do this, but they also did that. And we shouldn't be doing that. I said this morning in a comment that slavery isn't about race. Slavery is about knowing what's right and knowing what's wrong. Yeah? When it comes to that. What does that have to do with race? Every continent had slaves. Yeah, and there's some stories going on. I'm not going to tell every story about it, but you dig a little deeper and suddenly you're going to have to pull in your tail and go, whoops. Whoops. Also, to not forget, in the Civil War, how many white people even fought against their own families, deciding, no, we know what's right and what's wrong. And to enslave a human being is wrong. End of that. Do you know that this country is actually, when it really comes down to it, except for the new slavery stuff with women and children, okay, I guess young guys too who get sucked into something, okay, slavery in this country, probably one of the first continents where it didn't exist anymore. Oh, wait a minute, South America, what's still going on there? I don't know, is it? All right, just saying. You see? So really, the United States, when it came on to that, to saying, no, we're not doing that anymore. This is just wrong. We're going to quit that. We've done really good. So it's not about race. It's about knowing what the right thing is and what the wrong thing is about slavery, about enslaving another human being. Okay? And the other thing, remember, so I, as a white person, have to feel sorry about it all. Well, you know what? Considering how many white people gave their lives in the Civil War to fight for their freedom, for the freedom of all people here, right? Who originally it was in the rough draft of the Constitution. Yeah, well, you want to go and find out who took that out? Yeah, okay, just saying. Sometimes you've got to just dig a little deeper, really truly know your history, and then you're going, oh, whoops, what am I supporting? Yeah. Oh, it wasn't the Republicans, by the way. But yet, let me tell you that too. All the other ones didn't say anything. There were two of them who said, maybe the richest ones, I don't know, had the most to lose, but the other ones didn't say, hey, we're in the majority. That stays. Didn't do that either. Yeah, see? Yeah, okay. But how about if I have to feel sorry towards what happened in this country hundreds of years ago, then the people that were on the other side of that fence should also be thankful for the lives that freely were given for that freedom as well. Yeah. Does that make sense? I mean, come on now. Anywho, I'm going to let this little pumpkin out. You want to come out? Huh? I'm going to give you some fresh water. Yeah. Whoa, well, yeah, but you don't understand. No, I don't. I really don't. I'm not getting it. I am not getting where the continued hatred for certain things is coming from. Now look at this. Is it not possible for people to just clean up after their stuff? No? There, okay. You know what? I'm going to stick that water over here for you. How's that? Huh? Yeah? Does that sound good? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Whoa. So, if by now, people out there, I don't care what age you are, okay, have not figured out yet that, you are, with your original mind, which you know full well is there and exists, because you have the moments of recognition when it comes to that. Believe in a God, in a Father that is the cosmos and the earth, then I can't, that baffles me. And the reason it baffles me is because there are so many idols out there created, though you want to tear some of them down, you're unhappy with, you've got idols out there that have been and are way more destructive to society as a whole and to children in particular than all these statues could be. Now, you can believe that or not, but that is the truth. So, and then, because one doesn't want to believe in something that's actually really good, is nothing but good in your life, if you don't distort it and make something weird out of it again, like some do, and then use God, as that's not God. Yet, as I said, if the belief is not there, you create something else, another idol. God's not an idol. Do you ever look at your mom and your dad as an idol? Are they your idols? Those are people you respect and look up to but I think every child, if you were born, you should give your parents at least some respect because you were born. Yes. So, well, it's the same with God. God's not an idol. I don't look at God as an idol that I worship. That's a weird one. Again, he says, don't have anyone before me. He never says, though, worship me. Oh, but in the Bible, well, I don't know where these translations come. Is it all correct, said correct? Or was this a way, 4,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago, on how to keep the people in line? Scared them a bit. Right? Anywho, so you want to take down things that irk you for one reason or another. Make sure you take them down for the right reasons and read up on it. Then beware that you don't go so overboard that you're starting to destroy things you're actually supporting. Yeah. Then beware too that you're not putting up things that really in the long run you're not doing anything different than what you perceive as, well, that's wrong. These people did this and that to other people because what's going on out there now isn't any different. Well, so you're getting some back. Well, excuse me, what did I just say before? I'm not getting anything. There's no give and take for me there, but I feel like I need to do this to show people out there, this is what you look like. This is what you are doing. So why are you doing it? It makes no difference. And do not forget, how many lives were given? Yeah, okay. Oh, but it isn't just, don't give me the excuses anymore. I'm done with that. I don't want to hear it. The reason I don't want to hear it is because instead of trusting God, the one and only, that, hey, if my children go and look for another mother out there, I am not going to be happy either. But what am I supposed to do? I'm going to have to let them go, disregard anything and everything I've done for them, and I have to let them go. Seeking what? Seeking something that we're not willing to acknowledge where it was already at. Yeah. And so the idol worship is so widespread all over the world with so many different things. It's mind-boggling to me. Right? Midnight? And it's not working. And because it's not working, this idol worship isn't working. It keeps you happy for a moment. Maybe the ecstasy comes down pretty, You're flying high, you're coming down pretty quick. And then what? Right? And then what? So it has turned into this nightmare. Idol worship looks good to begin with. Then it turns into a nightmare. Every time. One could bring up so many different examples. Actors I've admired very much. Actresses I've admired very much. Singers, songwriters I've admired very much through their talent. Not their lifestyle, but through their talent. Yet the people invade it to this day. It's like invade their lives with such a hard fist. Yeah, okay, because they're so famous. You can be famous. That doesn't mean you're going to have to should be made into an idol. Look at Elvis. Yeah, right there. Yeah. Okay. Poor dude. But the thing is that what I'm trying to say is these people's lives, it's just an example, one example. Sports is the same thing. The pressure, academics is the same thing. There's so much pressure on people who are really good at what they're doing that then the public takes it upon themselves to put them up in these pedestals. Then when something comes and says, oh, well, they're human too. Wait a minute. No. And they destroy them. They destroy them. The public first makes them into these, then they destroy them. Okay? With their unreasonable demands on what their life should be, the rest of their life, not just in what they're really good at. Okay? Yeah. Also, not just like everyone else. Yeah. They have to work on their life too. This, that. How did they get to where they got? What's? Yeah. I mean, whose life could you be a part of where you're not suddenly said, oh, well, I wouldn't do that. Yeah. Okay, you know what I mean? So, idol worship. Yeah. What's idol worship? I never got the putting a poster up of anyone and then looking at, and especially too, I mean, a lot of these posters they're just not really good looking. I mean, why would you want to look at something, an idol, as I said, someone that, a fan of someone, a fan, I was educated as someone that goes to a concert and screams and cries while they're singing and you can't really hear the song anymore. Oh, that's just part of it. It's like, hello! How did this get started? Where did this come from? I'll tell you, the golden calf. Right there. The golden calf. So, when God is missing in people's lives, you have to fill the void. And the void is being filled with someone that you think is above you, much better than you, right? And they deserve the worship. Well, I hate to inform everyone, but not even God expects that kind of worship. So where's that worship coming from? Yes. Where's that fear of when you don't do that, or if you can't fill that void, right, that then you don't have to think about anything else, and you're so focused on that one thing, because that keeps you going. In a way, yes, idol worship. That's how idol worship works too. Yes. Anywho. So there it is. No, God's not happy with any type of idol worship, and that includes him. When one loves a painting and gets it, hangs it on the wall, one acknowledges the painter. It's a sign of respect. And that's what it is. It doesn't or shouldn't become worship where suddenly a painting, like the Mona Lisa, for example. Honest to God, people, I have no idea what people see in that painting. I've seen that painting live. I was there. I've seen that painting in France. Looked at it. Oh, first of all, all right, I was much younger. The thing is this big. Gosh, it's about this big. I thought this was this huge, this okay. So I said, okay, this has made such a big impact in the world of artists, painters, this and that. So I stood there for at least 15 minutes, and I was really trying to find what the greatness was of that painting. That is so worshipped out in the world. I'm looking at it going, I'm not getting it. I'm really not getting it. Not getting it at all. No clue. Okay, well, all right, walked on. I looked at something else I thought was much better. I don't know. How did it get to where this painting, how did it get this kind of fame? Oh, it's because, I don't, okay, I've heard it all. I know why. The smile, this, well, I didn't see it. Couldn't see it. Yeah, that painting, if it were to suddenly disappear or burn up, oh my gosh, dear me. I don't know, would some people not survive? Just saying. This is a weird one. And it's with so many other things, the same thing. It's just weird. And I think that's the reason. It isn't just that God says, hey, that's hurtful. That you're going to go and look for something better than me. You're not going to find it, number one. Number two, what do you need? Something else to pay that kind of homage to. I don't even require that. I don't. What I require is for you to make a place in your home, which means a place of purity, a place free of foul language, a place free of promiscuity, a place filled with trying to love your neighbor as yourself, kind of thing. If that's possible. And raise a family, raise your children, be there for them, just make a place. Be a keeper of the principles of creation. Treat your animals and your plants properly, with some care. You don't own them, you just keep them. You don't own them, as you do not own a human being. But a lot of people have realized that a long time ago, given their lives. Yes. When things, doesn't matter, I read up what people have done out there. I don't care about the race. I'm going to feel sorry for whatever happened to, which is inhumane and downright just wrong. It ain't right. I feel sorry towards whoever that happened to. But the ones who feel that, yeah, you better, because of race, should also be thankful towards the ones who given their lives, right, to right the wrong, to abolish the wrong. That's what God would like to see. Put him above. Why don't we just blame God for creating all them different races? Holy cannoli. Why do you have to do that? Well, that's because God doesn't exist. And it's just, no. Dear me. If you go and read up on why that is, it's also very interesting. Okay? Well, anyway. Did God kind of, mess up there a little bit? I don't know. We are told, don't look at a person, don't look at a person. Well, no, now we're told, look at a person and what color they are. And I'm not going to be jaded by that. And, what I found is that, and to this day, I mean, you're not going to escape, right, the constant harassment that one has to endure or listen to, or, oh, you want to tell me how I'm supposed to feel about that, or feel about someone, or this or that, right? I'm talking, though, from when you come from a point of view where you know what right is, and you know what wrong is, okay? It doesn't matter. I come across certain things, I'm looking, oh, wow, this person is amazing. And not only they show it, you can tell the goodness that comes from within them and how it shows. It doesn't matter who they are. You find people like that. Yeah, I found people like that. Yeah. And they come in all forms and shapes and this and that, right? Yeah. Idol worship needs to be abolished absolutely 100% and completely. Oh, did you find another place to lay an egg? Well, that's good. And the way we do that is good. So you all started, or some started with taking statues down, destroy them, this, that. Now they removed some more. Okay. All right. Well, let's keep going then. You want to really do this right, okay? Then let's remove all the statues. All of them. And do it in the name of the first commandment, which is, thou shalt not have anyone before me. God. I'm good. You guys are doing a great job out there. You really are. And let's put the 10 Commandments back everywhere. It wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt for people to read those just about everywhere they go. What do you think would happen? Yeah. Huh? Oh, discriminating against whom, you say? I don't think they're discriminating against anyone. It just depends again on how guilty you feel about certain things going on in your life that then you do not want to be confronted with. But if you don't feel guilty about it, there's nothing in the 10 Commandments that tells you that you can't do one thing or the other. Yeah, see? Yeah. Well, one could call it one thing or another. One could say, well, their brain, washing people too. Yeah, really? I think the 10 Commandments, all they are is common courtesy, common sense behavior, common ways to protect people, against numerous things and in numerous ways, non-violent, and teaching people to actually, truly cohabitate with each other without I say unhappy behavior, disturbances, constant complaining. Can't be done. I think it could be done. As I said, put the 10 Commandments everywhere again. The first one is, start taking them posters down. What? That's weird. Give the artists, whatever, the proper courtesy for the job that they're doing, that they're good at, without being so giddy for the next gossip about them. You see? Yes? Yeah. Anyway. So, that's what I wanted to say today on the first commandment. I tell you what. When you put God first, regardless, then you start to realize that you don't have to put him first. He doesn't need to be put first. Because anything that surrounds God, right, is already a part of your life. Is already. So, it's the best things to take care of your children. 100%. You never get to abandon a child, right, because God's greater, for example. Oh, most people don't abandon their children for that, right? Their idol's greater. Some kind of a thing out there is greater. Fishing is greater. A football game is greater. Right? Oh, well, whatever is greater, right? Okay, I use two things that aren't quite as offensive per se, yet still, right? Drugs are greater. Go say it anyway. Alcohol is greater, right? Other relationships are greater than the relationship with your child or your children. That's greater. You see, God's not just saying, hey, don't put anybody else before me. I ain't going to like that. It's also teaching you, if you embrace what I've given you in the principles of creation and the principles of love, then you automatically will take responsibility for what I want you to put even before me. And you will not put it before me per se, because I'm already a part of all that. I can be a part of all that. You see, yeah? It's a beautiful thing. Maddie? Oh, scratching where? It's a beautiful thing to have God as your mentor, to have God as your number one guide. Doesn't mean you can't have other people as your guide or mentor or teacher, but to never forget who on that pyramid is up on top. And that is a part of. And from what I found, it is the best way to keep things right. There isn't any better way than to abide by that first commandment and be taught properly what is right and wrong. And since He is the creator of it all, our ultimate father, ultimate parent, He knows best. He really does. He doesn't want us to fall on the wayside. So to keep a clear idea on what that first commandment is, it isn't about bowing down in front of someone or worship God. It's about stay true to the principles that I've given you, way things work, what your place is as a human being on this earth, and you stick with that. Oh, there's a chicken up on top. Yeah. Another thing too is, I'll mention here, when it comes to all that, an animal should never be put ahead of a human being. And that's just another way of a worship, an idol worship per se, that has gone out of hand. Because we can't. And that's disturbing right there. That's another disturbing thing I've seen happening a lot. Animals are animals, and they should be treated properly according to the principles of creation, because that is how they are happiest. And that is that. Okay? That's what I wanted to say today. Woo. Chapter 9, Part 1. Idol worship. Get away from that. Dude. to someone like me, please don't take this the wrong way, okay? Well, it won't matter if I say that. But to someone like me, idol worship out there is one of the most insecure, also insecure, unwise, and it involves a lot of bullying. Yeah, it does. Idol worship. Oh, you betcha bullying is a big part of that. And it's pretty don't sound so offensive. It just looks dumb. It's dumb. So I think with this first commandment, rule, guidance, I think our Heavenly Parent really trying to tell us, you know what? It's just not going to go anywhere right. You need to stick with me and only me. And then things will go right. Well, who says? Well, okay, I think the proof is out there. 100%. All right. God's love and blessings always. Chapter 9. Tomorrow, well, we'll see you tomorrow. I will talk to y'all another time. God's love, blessings always.